Ik moet wel zeggen, wel weinig mensen hier, amai. Maar verschil ik toch wel. Weinig mensen. Een bril.
Objective secured. Objective secured.
Wow. Wat een fout hier al. Dikke fout. Ik vind dat spel echt niet mooi. Refund! Refund! Bah. Kom aan mensen, geef toch toe, dat is niet... Wat een lullig spel is dit nu? Op de video was het schoner, maar dit? Eeuw. De map van Call of Duty 2. Deze map komt er bekend voor. En oké, zo. Zo. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? What the kutspel is dit? Wat een kutspel. Ja, mag je dat spel nog eens niet kennen? Nee? Alsjeblieft, hè? Godverdomme. 25 euro voor betaald, hè? Mijn first kill! My first kill! Ik zei het. Fuck dit spel, wat een fucking kutspel. Is dat alles wat te bieden heeft of wat? Kom, refund. Refund! Wat een kutspel, ja. Heb ik niet echt 25 € ingestoken voor wat? Voor een fucking spel. Ban die persoon die dat gezegd heeft. Ban die persoon. Alsjeblieft van een kut. Oh jong. Was granaat. Nu heeft hij gezegd, koop dat spel. Kijk, de grafis, dat klopt toch niet? Kijk die ramen. Ah, Junge, Hallo? Ja? Nee. Nee. Zelfstandig. Goed. Ja. Dag. Ja, dag. Jij ook. Dag. Met power. Zoekt u nog werk? Nee, ik ben zelfstandig. Huh? Buiten het ermee, joh. Nee. Ik ben op zelfstandige basis aan de slag. Wat is dan de bucketlist? Nee, daar komt er niet in. Daar komt er niet in. De bucketlist. Even een half uur de Germans testen. Zelfstandig, hè? Zelfstandig. Twitch en streamen, hè? Twitch en YouTube. Zelfstandige vaders, hè? Oeh, nee. Bitch! Haal ik die? Ja, ik haal die. Zet je ingeschreven? Bij wie ingeschreven? Ja? Ja, ik dacht dat jij ging halen. Hier, pak dat mee. Hier. Nee. Niet in huis. Je weet ook van wat denk. Hij heeft het maar half gemaakt, hij heeft het gewoon toegemaakt en gezegd ja, voorlopig hou je tot stand. Ja, je lid, maar het gaat niet door je open en toe, hè. Dan moeten we een ander stuk halen. Dat mogen we gaan zeggen. Nooit hè? Je weet nooit hè? Dus een 10 euro armor en mijn pinekaart armor, ja. Maar hoe kunt je nu door de rollen schieten? This game is... Dan hoop ik dat Battalion toch veel beter is al, 1944. Ik denk dat ik 75 euro betaal aan betalen en mijn geld niet terugvraag, want... Oh, daar kom ik langs, daar kom ik eten bij u, Oestra. Als je frieten gaat eten, daar kom ik langs, hè. Daar kom ik langs. Voor een goed pakje friet. Lol. Nu eens gaan we even de Germans testen. En anders ga ik mijn geld terugvragen, joh. De map komt gewoon wel bekend voor op Medal of Honor. Ja, de Fritman, dat is vlakbij bij mij staan. Oh, het sneeuwt, maar afgelijk, het sneeuwt. De frietmijn is bij mij 3 kilometer. Pak 4. Oh. Ik ben precies een vrouw die voor de eerste keer een wapen schiet. Die alles door de lucht schiet dan. Ah! Make it stop! Make it stop! Allee!
Objective secure!
Oké, smakelijk. Allee, what the fuck was dat?
Objective secured! Objective secured! Objective secured! Alright!
Ik ben straks in Zeeland, dus ik kan niet kijken. Ik moet thuis gaan kijken. Dus ik weet niet of ik... Nee, dat ben ik niet terug. Ik heb mijn keus gemaakt. Want... Kom, ik heb genoeg gezien. Nee, ja, YouTube. Hij doet YouTube. Zou ik dat doen of niet? Dennis, als je wilt op YouTube gaan, dan ElkeGaming en dan kun je hem zien spelen, hè. Domme. Ik schet in mijn geld of wat? Ja, later. Dit is niet het spel wat ik verwacht had. Sorry man, dat was... Yes. Oké. Wat zijn jullie meningen over de spel? Graphics. Dat was... Sorry, maar dan is Battalion toch veel schoner toch, zal hè? Battalion. Graphics. Oh ja. Tel. Tune, ik heb het straks opgeschreven hè. Waar zit het spel? Waar zit het spel? Waar zit het spel? Hier. Zijn er geen dingen meer te zien of wat? Bed. Gameplay. Gameplay.
To keep players coming back and playing the game. Now you might notice this lack of progression in another World War shooter at the moment, Battlefield 1, and that's currently causing a little bit of a stir among the community. It's nice to see that the developers at Bulkhead acknowledge that people want a good, deep progression system to incentivize them to come back and play the game. Beyond the beta, there will be a Steam Early Access phase where there will be a first season of competitive play live as well, and that's expected to launch around August 2017 with the tag that it could last for about 3 to 4 months. As for a console Early Access and the launch of those versions, talks are still going on, so no date has been publicly released at what is...
Dat is er niks.
We talked about today, but the movement right now is in a good place for this early stage. It feels almost identical.
What the fuck does...
You'll get a lot of community made maps in the game, such as Cars Will Not Explode.
Did get exhausted that aren't being made today, and this is
Wat allemaal fake, ja. Allemaal wat gepikt, ja. En dan wat bijknutsel, wat uitgehaald, bijgestoken van een ander spel. Hoe kun je nu serieus zoeken als iedereen met hetzelfde filmpje is?
At what is currently an experimental game mode being added at what videos information on the show off game rank, and it will degrade the look of your character, weaponry, clothing and equipment as you progress through the
$6,000
game.
verdient, joh.
For example, during your first
Ah, nee,
round in the
ja,
game, the first
channel
time that
of,
you fire up the multiplayer of Battalion 1944, your character will have immaculate, clean...
They also have general level. Some of this same kind of. I somewhat understand this, as of course I did game design at uni and we use the Unreal Engine. The modding thing that you see now is, I believe, an early development thing that they worked on where you could create maps together, which I think looks incredible. But I think they said they haven't touched this version of the map editing since the announcement of the game, and may revisit it nearer the launch because it creates a lot of difficulty to perfect. In terms of competitive systems, such as ranks and ladders, and I quote, this is what was said to me in an email from one of the devs, they're focusing on totally happy. In terms of player customization, I can't seem to find any info on that, so it either isn't planned at this moment in time or I've somehow missed it. I think that overall, this probably covers these two somewhat similar World War II shooters enough. I hope this video has been at least slightly informative, and I look forward to seeing how both of these games turn out next year. I might finally have a game I want to play in 2017. Do remember that everything I've shown here is very early access stuff and is bound to change. With Battalion, we didn't actually see any gameplay from the actual game, so as I said at the start of the video, and so on, so you can do your own research if you want. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Generally, it was a sponsored event by HP Omen, which was being hosted by the company Gfinity. This had a prize pool of $25,000, and the problem with this event was that it had 4 invited teams, and these were supposedly some of the best historic players.
I feel like World War games are making a bit of a comeback in 2017. Battlefield 1, of course, has headed into the First World War at the end of last year. Sniper Elite 4 is just around the corner, and there are plenty of games in progress that will be coming out this year too. There's even a lot of rumours that the new Call of Duty game in 2017 will be set during the Second World War. Another game that's due out for release soon is Battalion 1944. I've also come across another World War game, Days of War. I've played it for a little bit, and so far I think it's doing okay for an early access game at least, and thought I would bring you guys some first impressions. It's being made by an independent studio called Driven Arts, and on their Kickstarter page they say that they're so committed to the project that they've personally invested over $130,000 of their own money to get the game into a pre-alpha state. That's a lot of commitment and a lot of money. The studio itself has programmers and artists who have worked on games such as Dead Island, the Batman Arkham games and The Witcher. Days of War is a World War II shooter built on the already fantastic foundations of the Unreal 4 engine. Just as a side note though, the Unreal Engine is fantastic for developers because it's one of the best engines around, and with a crazy amount of built-in features on top like top level visuals, and even better, it's completely free. Any developer, or even an individual for that matter, can just go ahead right now and download the full engine that tons of AAA games are made on. If you earn a certain amount of money from your game, that's when you'll start to pay Epic, the developers of the engine, royalties, and that's why a lot of indie developers and early access games use Unreal Engine, because there is just way less upfront costs. Okay, enough about engines. What about the game, Days of War? Well, if you love games like Day of Defeat, then this will definitely be right up your alley. It's got a Day of Defeat vibe to it for sure. What's crazy is that the developers intend to try and create 100 player battles, which it has to be said is pretty optimistic. Right now these 100 player battles will be events, but if the current map design is anything to go by, I really don't think 100 player battles are going to be very fun in practical terms. This is not open world map design for sure. As with a lot of games right now, it's currently in Steam Early Access and also a Kickstarter campaign. It's around $25 to buy on Steam. Now when you play this game, it's almost impossible for me not to compare the game with Day of Defeat. Of course, it's much more newer than that and on much newer tech, but the feel of it is very similar, and of course you'll be playing in similar locations as well. You can expect maps covering Omaha Beach and the Carentan, but currently there are only 2 factions available, Germany and America, although more will be added down the line. So in terms of classes, the game is split into 9 different roles: Marksman, Sniper, Assault, Support, Rifleman, Shotgun, Specialist, MG and Rocket. Marksman seemed to be very popular in my playtime, at least mainly due to the fact that it was a one shot, one kill. And although Assault has some cool weapons like the very well known German MP40 or the American Thompson, you really need to be prepared for the recoil. This is not a Call of Duty game for sure. There is heavy recoil when you fire the weapons, and you certainly cannot go full auto unless you want to be taking out the cheese on the moon. Or of course you can learn to control it. Sniper also very popular of course because hey, it's a sniper rifle, but some of the roles have limits and sniper is one of those. I'm not too sure about the whole one shot one kill thing on the marksman class though. This is definitely a skill based game, and I get in real life a sniper would certainly deal with you quite easily in one shot, but I felt in terms of game design it just turned into an insta-gib and it wasn't very fun in that sense when I played it. And I think this was also down to the map design a little bit as well. The maps had set lanes and these were pretty well defined, but when playing on Karantan for example, I found that every single time I played it, let's say around 4 to 6 times that I found myself in the same spot in the middle of the map, unable to get down the left or the right because the choke points were just too severe. In fact, every game just played out the same. Run from spawn, take the middle, fight over the middle, never really progress, respawn in, rinse and repeat. That's at least what I experienced when I was playing it. I feel like the map design needs a lot of work there. This is meant to be a modern take on a World War shooter, and yet somehow it still felt like a mod from many years ago. Omaha Beach was also a quite tricky one. The German forces can lock down the American soldiers hitting the beach, and it was just so easy to pick enemies off and insanely difficult to get up the hill as the Americans. Of course Omaha Beach is iconic, but this is a video game after all, and it should be based and balanced around fun rather than realism. And I would definitely hope to see some better map design, more flanks available and better balance in the final maps. Remembering of course that this currently is in early access alpha, and as such it's still very much work in progress. We've got to take that into account and not be too critical of things that can easily be changed and worked upon. And apparently on launch there's going to be 8 maps available. Days of War will also have support for modding and custom player content, and includes a custom map editor to allow communities to create their own content. This game is definitely in an early state right now. HUD elements and other aspects are still being worked on, and while it feels a lot like Day of Defeat, I don't necessarily right now see any ways in which it massively improves upon it. I said this earlier, but it does have a mod feel about it. Maybe that's because it's currently an early build and hasn't had time to fully develop yet, but even though it was running on Unreal Engine, I thought the visuals were pretty average. Player models look good, but the environments not so much. I think they could do with some work there. Another World War II game that's coming out is Battalion 1944, and that's currently being developed as well. And it's hard to compare these games right now because we've seen limited footage of Battalion, but from what we have seen, that game seems to be making better use of the Unreal Engine. That being said, it remains to see how good the gameplay is, but I will definitely be keeping an eye out for that, and it's sure that these two games are looking like they're in direct competition with each other. Days of War, I think it's got potential, but until the maps have seen a tweak and the class balance have been worked on a bit, I'm not sure how much I'm going to play it. I can only take so much of Karantan playing out the exact same way every time. So there we have it guys, that's my early impressions and gameplay from Days of War. The developers of this game contacted me and sent me a code and said would you like to check it out, so I thought...
Nope. Refund! Maar ik wil nog eens kijken eerst. Eerst moet ik nog eens kijken. Ik wil nog eens bekijken rap. Epic.
Objective secured!
Holy shit!
Objective secured! Objective secured!
Molly!
Objective secure.
What the fuck? It is impossible! It is impossible!
Objective secured. Secured.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello? Headshot! Hoppa!
No. It's flat.
Feel him! How we can heal?
Objective secured.
Attention to clean! Er is echt veel werk aan in dat spel. Nee, ik was helemaal niet blij met dat spel.
The spoilers for Dragon Ball Super train with just Bergamo.
Battalion 1944 is a World War II more.
Ah, hier. Zou ik dat spel nu revanten of niet? Ja.